it's done clouded up, and this is the end of the day. I took my dad and my uncle out fishing today. We done some bass fishing, we done some crappie fishing, but overall we had a big time. I've got video footage. Let me turn that off. I've got video footage of the Livescope, show you how I caught a mess of crappie, and I don't know what all we got on the bass end. We'll have to look and edit it, but had a big time and got a great video for y'all today. It was started out nice and warm, and then it turned off. It's turned off right cold. It's supposed to snow about 2 to 4 inches was the last I heard on the forecast. So this you'll get to see how these fish will react. And one of my favorite times to fish is whenever you have about a 60-degree day with a cold front coming in. It seems like always catch them. So they were pulling the lake awful hard today, and I think that's one of the reasons why you're going to see some of these fish are on structure. The bigger fish we caught just out suspended chasing, and I didn't do as much of that. Could have probably had a lot bigger fish, but we were just having a big time, and mostly we would be casting for bass, and then whenever we would find a brush pile we would stop and I'd fish it for crappie, they'd pitch for bass. I think my dad, he was casting for some crappie, and overall we had a big time. One of the new pole I used today, like I said, I didn't have a 12-footer, so I went and I got online, went to Lews.com, and I bought me a 12-foot Pro Target, and you're gonna see that today. And man, I was impressed. Seems like 12-foot is a real sweet spot for that rod. It was light, and I boat flipped a 3, it was over 3. It wasn't 3.5, but it was like 3 1/4 pound bass. Just boat flipped it with the pole, but I wasn't running a camera. But it's awesome rod. Really enjoyed it and look forward to fishing with it more this spring. So hit the like button and then hit the subscribe button and enjoy the video.
My cast on catch one. Remember what I did back the previous time. I cast so many times and not catch one.
Hey, how many? I didn't put my pitching pole up. I'm gonna try to make a little video here. A little video. There's some decent fish under here. Here we go. I told you. I told you. Here, Mark.
You may have to go to the front well. You knocked him out. He's literally knocked out.
Go. I ain't got but 4% left. They're up. They're right over there. But do not snag it. These are the best signatures we've seen all day. I mean, other than the really big ones that I caught.
Is that me?
No, that was me.
Oh.
There you are. There you go. I'm gonna catch that little one right there for you. See, I caught the little one. Now come up. Come up. Not that much up. You got one on?
No.
Alright. There you go. Easy does. There you go. Oh, that'll keep. Good.
Yeah, that's a keeper.
Good job. We'll just float back off. I think they're leaving. But we caught a couple of them. This one ain't gonna keep. Oh, that's one way to toot him.
Heads off. Don't cut her heads off.
Amateur hour. Whenever you're as low budget as me, you just get family to help. Poor things. They ain't real up on the videotaping, but we'll take what we can get. We've had a pretty good day today. It's been fast and slow. When we've caught them, but we ain't caught them, we ain't caught them. And that's just how it's been. For the crappie fishing, pretty much predominantly what we've done is I've been using the new Pro Target Wally Marshall rod here with an IM8 graphite. I got this one in 12 foot because I got 16 foot, 14 foot, 10 foot, 7.5 foot. I got every other foot, but I didn't have no 12 footer. So now I got a 12 footer, and that's what we're using today. And Dad, he's been pitching at them. So let's see what we can do here. Show them what we got in the live well there. Oh Lord! Go up here, Mark. Get this Livescope footage. This Livescope right here. Or you can just switch it to 4 back here. Look up there on the screen. See all these crappie we're getting ready to go catch. Where'd you pitch at?
I'm back behind them. Now tell me, where's that you?
Oh, you're right there.
No, I was right in them.
Yeah, you're scaring them. Come up, up. Whoop, not that much up. Ah. You need to be just a hair more left. I'm gonna ease right up to him. I just really am making another pitch here. Just gonna ease up. There you go. That's what I wanted though. He's gonna whip it.
We'll edit the little ones out.
No, we'll show them too. There you go. Come up. Oh, not that high. Down. Now, let it float. Just let it float. Creaking nowhere. I mean, oh, look at there. Look at that. Yeah. Don't put a stick, put him on a measuring stick. Oh, there's a big one. That's what happened.
See a keeper?
The one that's right there? I think so.
I don't think so.
It's measuring. You can't measure.
Like a Crappie Dynasty. Like Crappie Dynasty. Get the family helping.
We'll have to find us some more crappie and some clothes. Unless we see one that we like better. That says, I'm gonna pitch down there. I'm gonna beat you. Looks like it might be leaving. There you go, Dad. Now come up. Nope, not that much up. I don't think I want you. I don't want you. No, I can get that one right there.
No.
See, I got that one. I don't think he's gonna keep. He ain't gonna keep. So right there, that's what we was fishing. You see these dots?
Pretty good off that.
That's the fish. You can see it's just a tree laid over. Easy. Oh, look at there. Foul hooked him. Pitch him back. You don't get to keep him. That one don't count.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, we're on a rock wall here in between.
I just barely hit him.
Hold on. GoPro, stop.
Look there. Just caught him a fish.
Boy, that's a good one. You get to put it in. Look at that there. You didn't. I told you. Get within 100 yards. You made me lose my big one, though. I had one picked out here. Nah. Let me see it. Look at your fish. Mark called a fish. I think he'll keep.
Put him in there?
What'd you catch?
Yeah,
Joe?
stick him in there.
In the tree trying to get that perfect spot.
Who would have done that?
You come up to the sand, don't throw it at 10, 40, lose it.
That's exactly right. If it's gonna hurt your feelings to lose it.
But if there's any way for us to get it, we pulled on that one time. Did I do it or did you do it?
Oh, look at there.
We parked.
Hope you was capturing.
Climbed that tree.
We did climb that tree.
Yeah, we did. I don't know if it was a new bait or what, but he was like, we ain't losing now.
So here, yeah, we're capturing. He was sitting on that stick. Put him in here with the rest of our fish.
Be up to 30 crappie now.
So the morning started off great, and we did catch a few small bass there, and we just had just a big time. So we pitched the bass back, and this is done kind of getting up in the afternoon, but I didn't get any of the camera and equipment out till later in the day. Most of the fish we caught were that morning. We just kind of enjoyed just being out there fishing and the camaraderie with my dad and with my uncle. But I dropped him off and I went out there. I said, I'm gonna get a few clips with the my uncle forgot his coffee mugs, but so I'm gonna get a few clips with the Livescope and kind of a little bit more of a traditional look for the channel and for what I do. And I just, man, they were still biting. But this is what we did all day. We would cast for bass and try different things, and that was the first time I had kind of went out and actually casted for bass using bass equipment in maybe 6 months. I think the last time I used a bait caster and threw like a traditional bass bait was probably last August or September that I remember. So not my forte, but I do enjoy doing it. And I tell you, it's a great way to find structure. I ended up finding so much new stuff today that sometimes you can't pick up with your side image. You're just getting out and beating the bank, and that was how ended up most of the crappie were caught, was as we're moving through, and I'm just constantly scanning with that with the Livescope while we're making casts along the bank. And the structure here that I'm fishing right here was structure I had never seen before, and found it just off of the bank, and it was, as you can see, it's just full of fish. But I'd already fished it earlier, and then I come back to get the Livescope footage of it. So as you saw, like kind of earlier in the video, I was putting the bass pole down and grabbing a crappie pole. So a lot of fun. But as you can see here, here's a pretty good sized target. This is gonna be 1.5 pound fish, and it's gotten really windy. So that was a big thing with the afternoon, was the boat control. We started out, there he is, right there. There we go. That's a good one. Not a monster, but definitely a good fish. Look at there. So I guess what the clickbait, if you'd have it, is all about, the best conditions for crappie fishing is when you get a 60-degree day that is, by midnight it's going to be snowing. And I've just a handful of times that I've been able to fish with these types of conditions, and every time I've done it, I've always had a ton of success catching fish, especially crappie. Maybe not so much with bass, but definitely with crappie. And it's not something that happens every day. I remember doing it in the fall, maybe 2 years ago, before there was Livescope. I think it was a Lowrance Hook 4. It didn't have any down imaging. I mean, it was just straight sonar. It was the bare bones, but was able to. I mean, the fish were just choking it that day, and biting. I mean, really well. And that was in the fall. It was like 60 degrees. A little bit of sprinkles right at the end of the day. I got home, cleaned the fish, and before I went to bed, there was snow coming down. And that's what we ended up with this here. Started out, it was cool. The morning, it was dead, just slick. There was not a single chop, and it was sunny. And you can see here, it's already beginning to cloud up, and I think actually in maybe one of these end clips, you're going to see a few sprinkles, nothing bad. But what I've seen is that is the best setup you can get, the best weather conditions to get after these crappie. And I don't just say that because of the crappie I was able to catch, but go online, look at the Crappie Masters, probably Facebook, but get online, look at the Crappie Masters Grenada tournament they had this weekend. They had 4 fish caught on Grenada over 4 pounds the same day that I'm fishing here, and I think it took over 40 pounds to win the tournament. I think it was 44 pounds to be exact, but shout out Matthew Rogers on that. Congratulations. But they done, everybody down there was catching just monster fish. Personal bests were broke. It was just a great weekend to fish. So don't just take my word for it, but the stats are out there. And just to leave you with I guess the parting ways for what we're seeing on Green River Lake is just a ton of fish. You just have to kind of weed through them. And sometimes, like the bigger one at the first of this little run, they are there, but I caught them 8 foot of water all out by themselves. And you'll see here, I just kind of start looking, and right there at 26 feet, I just start looking for big bright dots that are just scattered out there, off by themselves. And this was some of the bigger ones that I caught today that I didn't get on camera. This is exactly how I did it. And I think it was about 51 seconds from the time I saw this fish to whenever I was able to get it to bite. But you can see I got its attention there, and I'm gonna swing it. I'm trying to get my bait right on it, because you had to get the bait really close to these fish. And you may have not seen, the wind might have been pushing me, was the reason why it kind of looked like it got real close. But watch, as soon as I'm able to get this bait, kind of get it passed over this fish, you're gonna see direction changes. Once it turns up, it gets engaged. You just hold it just dead still, and they'll pop right on it. Guys, appreciate you watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm gonna leave you with the snow that we ended up getting, and appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. I'm expecting a lot of great things. We're going to start in with the times change, so we're going to get to do a lot more fishing. Hope to bring a ton of content to you. Appreciate it, and we'll see you on the water. Down there's nothing to brag about, but it will eat, and that's the main objective today. Was, look at it here. Main objective today was to catch fish for a fish fry, and it looks like we did all right. There's a good little mess of them in there, so it's cold and we gonna go to the house.